Hello people of YouTube. Today we're doing the complete installation of the Home Decorators Collection 68-inch Windward ceiling fan. This is the newest addition to the Windward family of ceiling fans. It is 68 inches, has 6 blades, it's dual mount, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling or from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. It has a bunch of bells and whistles. It's got a slide-on mounting bracket. It's got a twist and lock glass shade for easy installation. It includes a 9-speed remote control DC motor, so it is Energy Star rated, and one of the coolest features is it's got a color changing LED light kit that allows you to change the color temperature of the light from warm white 2700K to soft white 3000K all the way to daylight 5000K, which is going to give you a more true white, brighter appearance. So before we get started, just a couple of notes. You want to make sure the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, this is a super easy project. We're going to walk you step by step. But if you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult and hire a licensed electrician. Also, if you're hanging this fan where you just had a light fixture on the ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If it's not, you're going to need to switch that out before beginning. Alright, so as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan. We're going to go over all the parts. If you found this video, you might be stuck in your own installation and you're looking for some help and guidance. We're here to do just that. We're going to go over all the parts and then install this thing step by step. So stick with us, we'll get you through it. If you liked the video, you found it helpful, please click like and subscribe down below. And if you want to fast forward through the video to a certain point in the installation, just use the links below and that'll take you right to that step and you don't have to watch the whole video. Okay, so let's just go over the parts before we get started, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up you have the fan motor. You have the slide-on mounting bracket. This comes pre-installed with the Canopy and the Canopy ring. We'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You're going to have the ball and downrod. You have the decorative motor collar cover, the LED light module, blade attachment brackets, the light kit pan, the glass bowl, 6 blades, the remote control, and the batteries are included. And you'll have a hardware pack with the blade attachment screws, a hanger and locking pin, and plastic wire nuts. Alright, just some tools we're going to need for this easy project. We'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, some wire cutters and strippers. We like to use a line voltage tester to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You'll need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the Canopy with the Canopy ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the Canopy ring counterclockwise to expose the screws. You'll notice that there are 2 slotted screws and 2 standard screws located on either side of the Canopy. Begin by removing and saving the 2 standard screws. Next, loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the J slots. Once those 2 screws are loosened, simply twist the mounting bracket and lift it up to remove it from the Canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The mounting bracket has 2 slots on the top that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. To install the bracket, you'll loosen the screws in the outlet box and then align the screws with the slots in the mounting bracket. This is just a close-up demonstration of how it's done. To install the mounting bracket, use a Phillips head screwdriver to first loosen but not remove the screws in the outlet box in the ceiling. Next, feed the house supply wires through the hole in the top of the mounting bracket. Then align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and slide it into place. Then use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both outlet box screws. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before routing the wires and installing the downrod, you'll first need to loosen but not remove the set screw on the motor collar. Use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove this screw. Before routing the wires and attaching the downrod, remove the twist tie holding the wires together and gently stretch them out. Once the wires are stretched out, it's a good idea to twist the ends to make sure that there are no loose strands. and then twist all three ends together. This will make it easier to route the wires through the downrod. Begin routing the wires by feeding the wires through the bottom of the canopy ring. Make sure that the slots are facing towards the ceiling. Place the canopy ring on top of the motor housing. Next, feed the downrod through the canopy so that the downrod portion exits through the smallest hole of the canopy. Then, slide the motor collar cover onto the downrod, making sure that the largest opening is facing towards the bottom. Insert the ends of the wires through the threaded end of the ball and downrod assembly until they exit through the ball portion, and gently pull them through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Before screwing the downrod into the motor collar, it's important to note the holes at the end of the downrod that will align with the holes on either side of the motor collar once the downrod is completely screwed in. Attach the downrod to the fan by screwing the downrod into the motor collar. When completing this step, make sure the holes at the end of the downrod align with the holes in the motor collar. Insert the hanger pin located in the hardware pack through one hole of the motor collar so that it exits the opposite side. Secure the hanger pin by placing the locking pin through the holes at the end of the hanger pin until it snaps into place. Once the locking pin is set, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Then slide the motor collar cover and canopy down till they meet the fan. If installing the fan with the included downrod, it's a good idea to trim and strip the wires before installing. To do so, measure about a foot from the top of the ball and downrod assembly and use a pair of wire cutters to cut the wire. Then strip off about 3/4 of an inch of insulation from each wire. Once the wires are stripped, twist each end of the wires to make sure that there are no loose strands. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot of the ball and downrod assembly that will align with the tab and the mounting bracket. When hanging the fan, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. This is just a demonstration. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly up to the ceiling. Note the location of the slot that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel that tab engage the slot. The fan will drop into place when properly seated. Begin wiring the fan by taking the green fan wire and the green wire from the mounting bracket and twisting those two wires together. Then, twist those wires together with the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Once those wire connections are made, finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape to secure the connection. Then gently tuck those wires on one side of the mounting bracket. Take the white wire from the fan and twist that wire together with the white or neutral wire from the house supply lines. Finish that connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape to secure the connection. Once that wire connection is complete, gently tuck that wire up on the side of the mounting bracket. Next, take the black wire from the fan and twist that wire together with the black or hot wire from the house supply lines. With those two wires together, finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape to secure the connection. Once that connection is made, gently tuck that wire on the opposite side of the mounting bracket. Attach the canopy to the mounting bracket by aligning the J slots with the screws that were loosened in the mounting bracket. Then lift the canopy up, engage those slots, and twist. This will hold the canopy in place. Secure the canopy using the two screws that were removed and saved in the first step. Insert the screw into the standard screw hole and then use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten all 4 screws. Make sure all 4 screws are completely tightened. Lift the canopy ring towards the ceiling to attach that to the canopy. Notice the 4 slots in the canopy ring that align with the 4 screws in the canopy. Simply align those slots with the screws in the canopy and twist to engage the screws and lock the canopy ring in place. When installing the blades, it's important to note that the side marked "this side up" should be facing towards the ceiling. Then insert the blade through the slot in the side of the motor housing and align the 3 holes at the end of the blade with the 3 holes in the base of the motor. Align the 3 holes on the blade bracket with the 3 holes on the blade. Then use the blade attachment screws to secure the blade to the fan. Insert a blade attachment screw through the bracket and through the hole in the end of the blade and start it into the motor. Do not completely tighten the first screw, as you'll need a little bit of play in the blade bracket to finish the other 2 screws. Insert the second screw and get that one started, and then insert the third screw and completely tighten the third screw, and then go back and tighten the 2 other screws. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. Then repeat this process for the 5 remaining blades. Remove the twist tie holding the light wires together. The light kit pan attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. Those will align with the 3 screws in the black bracket in the base of the motor. Begin by first removing and saving one of the 3 screws, and then loosen but do not remove the 2 remaining screws. And feed the light wire through the center hole of the light kit pan. Then align the 2 keyhole slots of the light kit pan with the 2 screws that were loosened in the black bracket at the base of the motor. Push up and twist to hold the light kit pan in place. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and insert that screw into the standard screw hole of the light kit pan and use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten that screw. Once that screw is tightened, completely tighten the 2 remaining screws. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tight. The LED light kit attaches to the fan in the same way, using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws in the light kit pan. Begin by first removing and saving 1 screw, and then loosening, but not removing, the 2 remaining screws in the light kit pan. Next, remove the twist tie holding the wires on the LED module. Next, connect the LED module to the fan by inserting the plugs from the LED module into the wires from the fan. Connect the white wire from the LED module to the white wire from the fan, and the black wire from the LED module to the blue wire from the fan. The plugs will snap together when properly inserted. Once the wire connections are made, tuck the wires up into the light kit pan and align the keyhole slots of the light kit with the 2 screws that were loosened in the light kit pan. Press up and twist to engage those 2 screws. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and insert that into the standard screw hole of the light kit and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once that screw is completely tightened, completely tighten the 2 remaining screws in the light kit pan. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The light shade uses a twist lock system to connect to the fan. There are 3 flat sides on the light shade that will align with the 3 nubs inside the light kit pan. Align the flat sides of the light shade with the 3 nubs in the light kit pan, then press the light shade up and twist clockwise until tight. Install the included batteries into the remote by sliding the battery compartment cover off of the remote and then inserting the batteries according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. Once the batteries are installed, replace the battery compartment cover by sliding it onto the back of the remote. The remote comes paired with the ceiling fan from the factory. But if you have more than 1 remote control ceiling fan in the house, it may be necessary to change the frequency of the remote. To change the frequency, start with the power to the fan turned off at the breaker box or at the wall switch, and then change the position of the dip switch in the battery compartment of the remote. Return power to the fan at the breaker box and wall switch, and within 30 seconds, press and release the Learn button in the battery compartment of the remote control. If pairing is successful, the fan's light will blink. The 68-inch Windward includes a feature-rich remote control. The power button turns the fan on or off. The remote includes a memory feature, and the fan will remember its last setting, so when turning it on, it will resume at the last speed that it was set at. The speed control buttons allow you to set the fan at one of 9 speeds. For higher speed, press the plus sign. For lower speed, press the minus sign. The speed indicator bar will illuminate in accordance with the fan speed. The higher the speed, the more light on the indicator. The timer button will allow you to choose a time of 2, 4, or 8 hours to automatically turn the fan off. If the light is on, the light will go off as well. Press the timer button once for 2-hour shutoff, twice for a 4-hour shutoff, or 3 times for an 8-hour shutoff. Pressing it a 4th time will disable the timer feature. The Comfort Breeze button randomly varies the fan speeds to create an organic breeze effect. Pressing the button once will alternate the speeds between 1 and 3. Pressing twice will alternate speeds 1 through 6, and pressing 3 times will alternate speeds 1 through 9, 9 being the highest. Pressing a 4th time will disable the Comfort Breeze feature. The fan's direction is controlled by the fan direction button on the remote. Press this button while the fan is running to change the fan's direction. The light color temperature button will change the light settings and cycle through warm white, soft white, and then daylight. The default is 3000K soft white. The light control button turns the light on or off. Press and hold this button to cycle through the light's brightness settings. The light will cycle from bright to dim to bright again. Simply release the button when the desired level of brightness is achieved. When starting the fan, you may notice that the fan moves back and forth or seems to stutter before starting up. This is completely normal for a DC motor ceiling fan. This is just the magnetic poles in the DC motor aligning and starting the fan up. Once the magnetic poles are aligned, the stuttering will stop and the fan will operate normally. Congratulations! Your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.